and we'll let everybody kind of slide in as they get here, but let's get started with the call and we'll move from there. All right, so first, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Truth Tribe. I'm Dawn Thompson, and thank you so much for being with us tonight. Remember that you are all perfect, and exactly where you are in this right now moment, there's nothing wrong with you, and that I love you very much. And every time I meditate, I pour pink hearts. They are wrapping themselves around you. They're landing on you like leaves. Trust it, okay? So tonight we're going to talk about my favorite topic, rules. Those of you who know me really well, I am not a fan of rules, and we need to talk about it. So we're going to talk about it tonight. Best way I can say this to all of you right now is that your rules on why, repeat, I want you to write this down. Your rules on why you can't do something is where you will break free. Okay? Write that again. Your rules on why you cannot do something is where you will break free. It's time to stop wasting all of your opportunities to other people's rules that do nothing for your growth. And that's what's coming up for everyone right now, which is why everybody's getting super frustrated and super irritated about life and super overwhelmed and all this stuff's going on, right? And again, I can bring up the patterns and the, what's happening in the zodiac, and we're going to talk about that later, I promise. But what I really want us to do is understand in the chat. I want you guys to keep throwing in the chat window. I can see it fastest, by the way, on Zoom. Or you can do it in the Q&A too. I don't care where you do it. So tonight I want to talk about do you waste opportunities, right? Because wasting opportunities is a total choice. It's a total choice given that what I've been teaching you guys for the last several years, okay? And the reason I say that is because when it comes to rules, the rules you accept are your reality. And so if you think of it from that perspective, the rules that you have are the reality you live in, right? And so nothing is an accident until you do a self-review, which I'm fond of, and you go, oh my God, and you start feeling like a victim, right? You start feeling like you're being victimized until you realize it's your own damn undoing. You did this to yourself. So your life is a reflection of your own sonar, your sonar ping, your vibrational frequency you send out. And when you send out victim of small, shady behavior, that's what the world that you live in will create. Your reality will look like that. And it's because you have rules set up to keep you there. Okay. And so until you look at your physical body's let me say environment that it sits in. Okay. The environment within your body and the body that plays out in the world. Your mental environment, the environment that's going on in your beliefs, and your spiritual environments. Okay, until you look at body, mind, and spiritual environments and where you're neglecting your own damn self, you're going to still get tripped up by this reality. Okay, guys, nothing I keep telling you is happening is new. You're just seeing it. Okay, and so I also believe that when you're ready, you're ready. Okay, so that's a fact too, right? And so if you're distracting yourself with a constant external entertainment, TV wizardry, digital, social, movies, sports, athletics, control, political, getting lost in this whole bullshit of political systems, that there's no left and right anymore. I hope you guys have figured that out. Okay, you got to get off that. Neutral is in the middle. Okay, but if you aren't giving yourself a self-review, right, and you're distracting yourself with all this external entertainment, you aren't ready to invest in the root issue or trigger. And I call it root because that's where it is. That's where what frees you is at the root. The roots are the relief that you're all wanting, not up here, all the pretty stuff. Okay, and so What I'm watching is most people refuse to do the work, to dig further and discipline themselves to search for a deeper meaning of what is causing your pain, right? What is causing your pain is your freaking can't rules that you learned as a child, right? And so what I'm trying to explain to you guys is when you have can't rules, you learn them somewhere as a child. Someone says excuses and blame is nice distraction for some people that I know, and they're not ready to see the truth. Absolutely, but that's not their truth. That's not your truth. So if people are using excuses to distract from not seeing the truth, it doesn't matter as long as you're living your truth. Okay. And so it's a big deal when you're watching this external anything. And I'm not kidding, whether it's sports. I'm not telling you to not like sports. I'm not telling you to not like movies. I love movies, but for 1 hour and then be done. We're not feeding ourselves, pushing it in. We're going out, we're staying out there, and whatever out there is starting to have a deep impact on us. Okay. And it's not out there. It's in your roots. And it's likely associated with, again, I'll bring up from last week, your moon sign in your chart. If you know what your moon sign is, if not, remember, I have a free birth calculator. If you put your information on that link, it'll pull it right up a little, key on the side and tell you what your moon sign is. That moon sign and that house of that sign will reveal a lot of the root that you're trying to heal. So it reveals where your shackles are awaiting to release you guys from jail. So wherever you are in jail, that's because that moon sign emotionally is like, but this is the rules of how I live, and it's bullshit. Okay, so we just ended a Mercury retrograde. I'm going to talk more about it in a little bit, but it was 3 weeks. 3 weeks, you guys, that we had a window of detox. So I want to know, did you use your time wisely? Right? So did you use your 3 weeks? I mean, 3 freaking weeks. Did you use it wisely? Okay. So the question is, did you detox when it appeared? All right. Did you address your physical body? Did you address your mind? Did you address your spiritual truth and your connections and your spirituality? When you were given the go light, when I said it's go time, it is detox time. And the go light was saying, yes, it's time to reset my crappy bullshit beliefs. And I call them beliefs, and now I'm calling them fucking rules, because that's what you have. We all have them. I had them. I caught them. Okay. So we went through this window to gradually release from old to new expanded realities. Right. And so I want to share, I had this personal experience of my own pause button. Okay. Because I tend to watch all of you guys, when you share these patterns, I've so many clients, I get to watch the same pattern repeat from weeks to weeks to weeks at a time. And they overlap, but then I realize that we're all blind to our own stuff till someone goes, see the pattern. You're like, oh my gosh, I see it, right? I have been in the same self-review all of you have been in, right, for the last 3 weeks as well, body, mind, and spirit. And so I've been very, very diligent because I know it's coming. I can feel it coming. We all have to make that investment of saying it's time to cleanse ourselves, physical body or mental body or spiritual body. Okay. And so when I came to this realization for myself, right, in an effort to improve my physical health, which you all know I literally will not let up on until I get to my ultimate badass self, right? And so I've been to a lot of healers throughout the years, like let's say 30 years worth, 40 years worth, and the same organ kept coming up, right? And so they kept saying, well, your poor health is because of your liver, because of your liver, because of your liver. And I mean, naturopaths, energetic healers, spiritual healers, Reiki healers, medical doctors, Chinese medicine, you name it, it's your liver. I'm like, okay, well, why don't we detox? That sounds like a crazy idea. Why don't we get out of the liver what's making the liver tired? Not just clean it, but clear out the old clutter and detox. So by the way, and I kind of mentioned it last time, but I found this incredible liver flush, right? I mean, and it was absolutely incredible. So it wasn't just mind blowing for me to cleanse my liver, which it did. It was mind blowing. It was super powerful. But what blew my mind was that I manifested it. And I'm trying to share this with all of you. The shit that you don't like, the discomfort, the illness, the frustration, the pain, it's when you're forced to go, I don't care what I have to do. I'm going to make this better. Someone help me. And so by repeatedly asking spirit, angels, God, universe, right? Deliver me the truth, what I need to do, what I can do to heal my body, bring me vibrant energy. Every time I drink this love water, see, this has writing on it, right? Deliver, bring it to me. Deserve is to serve, deliver is to bring it to me, right? Deliver, she caught it. Right? By the way, this water, how to make your own love water, is on my website. I Deserve It Now. And just go to tools. It's right there. Okay. We put so much work into charging the water, and I'm just not going to charging the water, right? So in doing so you all want to know how this stuff works. It prompted me to clean out my actual closet. So I was just like, I needed time home and to heal, and you need to kind of be home and let everything purge out of you, right? So I was like, kind of went through this whole closet detox, which is a replication of your energy, what you can't see, stuff inside, right? People, when they come to your house, they don't look in your closet. Well, not only the weird people do, right? But some people, maybe they do, right? So then I cleaned out my physical closet, the physical reality of old emotional memories and clothes that I had. So then after the actual physical liver flush, right, then it opened up a release of emotional energy detox. And so then I had to let go of like years of like liver stones that were stuck in my liver. And I'm not even going to get into the hundreds of stones that came out, but they were holding on to anger, and liver is the seat of anger. So it holds all our anger energetically, right? So I'm going to tell you guys straight up, you're all looking for these fucking fireworks. It's going to happen one day and it's all just going to magically disappear. That's not how it works. How it works is you saying, I'm not going to fucking give up, and no one's going to tell me the rules of how I heal. I will heal. Now, is it come basic and gentle? No, it comes with pain because you go, I don't want that anymore. So did I imagine drinking love water that said, I love you, I love my vibrant energy and my clear neutral mind, right? Did I think it would mean a liver flush, cleansing my closet, and getting the fucking rules out of my career and how I work? No. I had to I'm going to the next level emotionally with my sage work. I'm going to be the sassy sage you've all asked, next level. So guys, get ready. Oh, new dawn is here. So no, I didn't plan any of it. No, I wasn't expecting it to be delivered that way. I found the book when I was researching something online on one of my healers that I follow. Amazing. Okay. But I disciplined myself every day to drink, to read, and to apply tiny crumbs to my daily practice. Whenever I would question it, oh my God, it's not working. Okay. So does what you ask for typically look different than the way you imagine it's going to show up? Yes, I'm trying to give you how the reality is so different. And actually it comes so much more gentle and more basic and more weird than you would have ever expected. Okay. Does it make you more uncomfortable than you expected? Yes, that I can guarantee you. You absolutely get way more uncomfortable, way more frustrated, more like this isn't how it's supposed to be. And when I backed up and I realized, holy crap, right? So the next level of this rule energy that we have for ourselves, right, is, are you surprised that it's your relationships who typically will reveal your inner lack? And they reveal where you are playing small, because we're trying to protect everybody. And you have to knock that off. It's a stupid rule. And I have no idea why we're playing that anymore. Now we're in this new reality, but we have to wake up to it. Okay. They will, and I mean, all relationships. I mean, even your fake TV wizard relationships, your fake relationships in your home, all these relationships. I don't care where they are, family, friends, people on TV, who you look up to as a celebrity, who you don't look up to, who you hate, who you don't like, they're going to trigger you. Okay. Someone asked, will I repeat that? your relationships will reveal your inner lack and where you're playing small. And when they do, they're going to trigger you. They're going to piss you off. They're going to hurt your feelings, and they're going to make you feel small. Now, can they make you feel that way? No, but it's going to be you who wants to blame them. Why? Why do you want to do that? Well, it's because you want to always see them as the problem so you don't have to own it. When in reality, you're always a reflection of your relationship. So they're just mirroring you. They are you. You can't deny it. You can deny it all you want, but you can't. So you can deny accusing others all you want, but accusing others of playing small is simply avoiding your own weaknesses in here. Okay. So guys, it's time to do a self-check. I mean, a serious self-check, right? You're not getting out of this. So is your relationship toolbox full? Ask yourself that on the relationships in your life. Okay. So I want you to start really considering this, like on rules. Let's talk about rules, because we're going to get real tonight. The shit that you guys want to tiptoe around, check yourself on your rules, on marriage, on your health, your wealth, your money, your societal status, your intimacy, your career, how you love, how your kids are with your own self. What rules do you have, and what rules do you wish in those situations and relationships were different? Whose rules are they? Are they yours, or are they someone else's? So let's think about this a little bit, and I'm going to push you off the cliff a little bit. What about marriage do you have rules for that need to fucking get out of here? Because they're, oh, where you live, this is how they are, and somewhere else they're completely different. What if an affair, let's go really that level, is what saves your marriage? Now, no one thinks about this. I do relationship coaching all damn day, every day of my life. And I'm telling you, the affairs typically are the ones that break through those affairs are the best fucking badass marriages. The affair is what caused it to be better. Why? Why would an affair save a marriage? What if you had a marriage where you had someone who was an invalid or couldn't, with poor health, and really was taking down your life, and really that side affair was saving you, was keeping you alive, to not hurt that person, to not leave them alone, to not leave them in a hospital, to not leave them wounded. You're tired. You need energy. The only way that happens is someone inspiring you. Does that make it bad? No, just means you're doing what's best for your soul to maintain a reality that's right. That's someone else's fucking rules. I'd say go for it, right? What if wealth? What if your wealth, you have these weird freaking rules around wealth, and all it's doing is waiting for you just to start a new career that fits your soul, right? Willing relationship only when both parties are willing to move through the pain and work. Yeah. Because if not, one of the parties has to move to something that brings them joy. What if you're trying to be what everyone wants you to be? Okay. When you're actually starving yourself to death. And I mean starving energetically. Because you're doing what everyone else wants you to be, and you're not giving yourself any joy, any love. What if your own rules on how to live a great life for you is actually smothering your soul? What if your rules about politics are really just smothering you to stop you from walking out and just being nice to everybody? Who gives a fuck what they like, what they believe in? Because it's all bullshit, made up stories, so you feel small. It's going to crash, guys. If you don't want to hear it, don't. But I'm telling you, it will end in the next 5 to 10 years. The entire reality you know will be gone, and a whole new one start new rules. So what I'm asking you guys to do is, when will you wake the fuck up? I got pushed over the cliff recently. Why? You guys want to hear my new book title? My Recent Awakening, because I went through this huge awakening with all this healing and spiritual and awakening. It's called, If You Want to Win, Make Your Own Fucking Rules. You want to know who wins and who's the most successful in this world? They make their own rules. If IRS says, you have to pay this and you have to do this way, you know what I do? I figure out how to make sure the IRS doesn't get all my money, and I find the best accountant, and I work my company so that I don't have to give them all my money. They tell me what to do so I can break the rules. Doesn't mean I didn't do what they wanted. I just did it my way. You have to stop this. When someone tells you there's only one way, you have to say, no, Dawn said that's not true. I'm telling you how to break their rules, make your own freaking rules. Write this down. The future can always be changed by your free will now, like right now in this moment. So right now in this moment, if you don't want to live a frustrated life, guess what? Just make a choice. Change your choice now by having free will. You have the free will to break a rule, to change a rule, do whatever you want. Right? So, you know, people have asked me a couple of times, they're like, so Dawn, do you just make this shit up with the planets, or is it, you know, just create it and you just go from there? Are there actually patterns? Yes, there are patterns that are preset in the universe, in God, in source, in the galaxy, in the planets. Yes, there are. And I tell them to you, but you guys, so no. It won't affect me. And then you all start texting me the exact same text all week long. You all start texting me the same topic, the same frustration, the same overwhelm, that some relationship this week triggered you. And it wasn't their fault. My husband triggered me. It wasn't his fault. He got something to awaken to me that I literally hadn't seen since I was 10. Okay. So yes, or is the world an energetically preset pattern of energy that's shifting? Yes. But you must account for free will. And your free will changes your next future embrace step. And to embrace expanded, you can do it that way, or you can avoid the clear-cut patterns sharing you going, ooh, so there's not a pattern I won't like. Change the rules. Dawn said, go a different way. Get what you want. Does it take courage to open your warrior spirit? Yes, absolutely. Does it take courage to dig into the root of all things that you value, that you brush aside and you make excuses for why you can't have it? Yes. You know, several clients, you guys, this week have shared how their spouse, their children, their friends have triggered them to feel old crap that they thought was gone. Little lingering effect from Mercury retrograde, right? It's not gone until you check your rules of why you won't live your whole expanded life, why you are afraid to go for more. That's why. Okay, so here are three tips I want to give you guys for living rules free. Okay, so I want you all to think about, what is one thing that you get triggered easily from? Like, I don't know, is it your body, your health, body shame, financial, spiritual, emotional, social, health, whatever it is. Okay, so number one, write down what topic makes you lose power the easiest. Is like, oh my God, I'm starting to feel not good and I don't feel good. Is it body shame? Someone said. Is it, oh my God, I don't have enough money? Is it, oh my gosh, I'm not going to be lovable. Oh my gosh, I'm going to be abandoned. Oh my, whatever it is. Oh my God, I'm going to be criticized. Oh my gosh, I'm going to criticize them because they criticized me first. Whatever the topic. Okay. What topic makes you lose power? Being talked over when sharing my feelings and thoughts. So I'm not enough. I'm not worth it. That's where she's coming from. I love it. So what topic makes you lose power? Write that down, number one. So like you go from 100, you're feeling good, and you start sharing a feeling like she is, and then you go to 0 in a moment when it appears, and it triggers and scares the crap out of you. So that's number one. Write down the topic that you lose power in the fastest. Okay, nothing really scares me except for if I start not feeling good, I literally go, and it literally takes me, and I have to literally override the system fast. Okay, so it's my health. This person's body shaming, the other person, it is emotions. Okay, number two, write down what is the root existence inside of you. And if you don't know, just asking what it is, you'll start attracting it like I did. Okay, so number two, write down what is the root existence of this topic that I lose power in, that I get triggered easy in, right? So number one is, what do I get triggered in? Number 2, what is its root? What is the root of its existence? And number 3, I want you to write down one external resource, shall we call it, source, that you go to avoid expanding your weak spot. Eating, drinking, binge TV, exercise. A lot of people do that lately. Talking, shopping, avoiding a conversation. Okay. 1, what is the topic that you lose power easily in? Number 2, what is the root of his existence in you? So it could be, okay, I feel like I'm like financials. Oh my God, if I lose a deal or I'm not good at it, I feel like I'm going to lose, right? I'm going to lose the deal in a second. Number 2, root of the existence. Oh my God, I'm afraid I'm going to be abandoned like I was as a child. And number 3, what do? Do I go to have a drink to try and numb it and avoid that it's not going to happen? Or do I go and stare it down? 1, 2, 3. What is it? What's the root of it? And what do you do in your weaknesses to try to avoid it? Oh, eat ice cream. See, this is one I'm so jealous of people. I can't eat ice cream. I have like this lactose of sugar and dairy intolerance. And I would love ice cream, but it does not love me, so I can't eat ice cream. But that would be a good one to have. Could be anything. Pick your poison, my friends. I have no clients who have no poison, so don't think you're exempt. Some of you it's smoking, some of you it's drinking, some of you it's going out. Okay, so it doesn't matter what it is. Hiding, right? You're not missing out. Yes, I am. I want sweets. I love sweets. Okay, so those are the 3 things that are blocking you from living rule free. Why? Because if you knew what that topic is where you get weak in and you don't go weak on it, and you know what you're avoiding instead, I'm afraid of being abandoned. Am I really being abandoned? No. Do I really have to worry about being abandoned? No. So the root of it is, if I just keep talking about not being abandoned, I don't have to have a drink. Now I got to figure out how to not abandon myself, because the person that's making me feel abandoned, the person that's making me feel not being heard, is actually just mirroring the fact that I'm not hearing myself. For me, it's always been unwanted, and everybody wants me. Right? So isn't that fascinating where it comes up? Okay. Let's do a quick planetary update. I'm going to open up to Q&A and then we'll go from there. Let's see if I got any comments. Okay. It's okay, Bonnie. Thank you. You can put me on wherever you want, love. Okay, planetary update, because it's matching this rules and trust crap. Okay. Do y'all understand when it gets down to rules? Okay. Every rule that you don't realize you have, when you have a rule saying, but if I go out there and let's just talk about me. A friend of mine's on this call and he's like, I'm going to put you and we're going to start filling stadiums with you, Dawn. I'm like, okay. But we haven't really taken the plunge. We haven't jumped into it. Okay. But if I really got on stage and I really dropped my really lovely sailor mouth and I really just went into my sassy, badass self and my sassy sage, and I started dropping all this information on you, reminding you guys, whether it's 100 of you at once or 1,000 of you at once, the rules are all that's holding you back. And your rules are, oh my God, what if they don't like me? What if they don't think I'm pretty enough? What if they don't think I'm good enough? What if they don't like what I say? What if they're judging me? What if they don't want to buy my stuff? And the answer is who gives a shit? And then my next point was, what if I get the tattoos I want and they're judging me on my tattoos? So by the way, I'm getting new tattoos. I have tattoos. Those of you who don't know, I have tattoos. I have tattoos. I love tattoos. And I'm going to get some more. So what if they judge my tattoos? Like, what if they don't like it? What if our rules, these are rules going, but these are the rules that say, if you're going to be helping people and you've got to show up a certain way, and you've got to show up a certain way so that they respect you. My answer is, I don't give a shit, because I respect me. So these rules that I've had for a long time have held me back. Even though I've written a book called Bulls, at the end of the day, the next book, no fucking rules. It's enough of us playing small, and we have to start asking ourselves, what rules do I have that are doing this to me? I do it to me, not you. Now you do it to you. Well, someone's saying, is it judgment too? It is always a rule that you have for yourself. Like, so here's a rule I have, and if I break it, if I don't break that rule, I'll be safe. If I don't go out big and I could lose, I won't be abandoned. They won't leave me. They won't, let's just say you're in real estate and the house deal goes through, or a big financial deal goes through, and you only have it in one area and you give them the opportunity to screw you. Yeah, it's a safe zone. So our rules are our safe zone. My editor's on here and she goes, oh, that's a book I better be helping you with. Yes, dear. So, okay, sorry. Sorry. So sorry. I digressed a little bit right there because rules are a big deal. Okay. So what about rules for other people? You can't have rules for other people. There are no rules for other people. Those are their own rules that they implement for themselves. And I'm telling you this because you learned them as a child. This is who you have to be a good boy and be a good little girl. And you have to get good grades and you have to show up and you can't rock the boat for them. Okay, so here's the huge energy shift you guys just went through. Cool. Planetary update. So the first Mercury retrograde went out of retrograde on June 3rd, on Friday. Yay! Okay, but we have a shadow. So this week of shadows where everybody's a little irritated. Okay, your last miscommunications, or cars breaking or whatever it is. Okay, and then Saturn, the planet of hard knocks, like hard lessons, the sheriff, went retrograde in Aquarius on Saturday. Okay, so it's going to be in retrograde till October 23rd, and this is important. Why? Because Mercury went direct in Taurus, which makes us feel like we can finally get out of our own way, which we are all in our way with these rules. Okay, and out of the dark fog of quicksand that we've been walking through with a lot of hidden energy. Okay, and it's finally getting pushed up to the surface so that you can go, oh, those are the rules I've been holding on to that holding me back. So needing a lot of clarity, right? As it's beginning to surface personally and professionally and publicly, right? A lot of truth publicly is coming up, and we didn't, oh my God, if that's true, I'm gonna look bad. No, you're not gonna look bad. That's a rule. Oh my God, if that's true, that'll make us look horrible. That's a rule. As long as you're living your biggest badass, happiest self, nicest self, who cares? Saturn is going to reveal whatever you missed during the Mercury retrograde detox time that I just spoke about earlier in the call. Okay, so if you missed it, you got another little chance for about 3 months now, not 3 weeks, right? Am I right? June, July, August. No, about 4 months. Okay, a little bit of time, not in a bad thing, but in a good thing. Okay, so I want you guys to understand that, like, you could breathe a sigh of relief. Like, the most difficult portion of Mercury retrograde, it was kind of an intense one, is over, right? These miscommunications, bringing up information, so that's over. But Saturn is more like the strict sheriff, okay, that everyone hates, because Saturn is going to make sure that you're fulfilling the subpoena that they sent from court, that you have to fulfill, of that moon that you're avoiding, that you don't want to admit. You have a rule why you won't play bigger. You do. You all have rules why you won't play bigger, guaranteed. So especially the early years of your life, think of it that way, that you've been, that you haven't completed. Okay. And so some of those deep internal weak spots that you need courage to outgrow right now, Saturn will push it. Saturn is a teacher and is putting us through lessons that we need to learn before it releases the restrictions, or should I say, give you back the key to the jail cell that's been holding and shackling you from the freedom that you want internally and personally. Okay. And it makes you guys work hard. All of us, it makes us work hard to dig and unlock your hidden skills and your abilities in order to reach your highest potential. So it's going to challenge you with big awakenings that lead to growth and maturity and confidence, mostly to take accountability and being responsible for your actions and your choices and the free will choices, and help you guys create your most badass life that you came here to live. And so when Saturn goes retrograde, the challenges is always going to be on you to reflect on your responsibilities, and those responsibilities, like, I got to own this, I got to be responsible. and it can overshadow a little bit right now instead of the energy in Gemini. So the sun's in Gemini. Okay. And it's being Gemini's upbeat and carefree energy right now. So it's like, oh my God, I have to be responsible, but I want to have fun. It's trying to help you do both. Okay. So consider where you have subconscious fears about getting older, or rules that you learned when you were young. And now you're getting older. You're like, oh, it can't happen. I'm never going to make it. I'm never going to be successful. And if you haven't been allowing failure to impact your beliefs, okay, if you have been, the Saturn's going to go, no, 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 no. I'm the planet of truth. I'm the planet going to force you to grow out of this once and for all. And it's going to stare you down to see if you're holding on to the past or you're longing to go back in time. I want to go, a lot of people, I'm catching them, they want to go back in the past and tell me about the past. And can you believe it? You know what they did to me, and now it's coming up again. And my answer is that's Saturn reminding you, do you fucking want that? Seriously, you better, we've moved on. But it wants you to see it and make sure. So at the top of all of this, remember when I call them rave parties, it's called, they're called stelliums, when we have all the planets jammed into a corner of the chart of the zodiac. Okay, so we have a rave party happening in Taurus and Aries right now, way up here. All these planets are partying. Okay, so let me be clear. They're in two signs with horns. Taurus has horns, the bull, and Aries has horns, the ram. Okay, so if you aren't aware of certain situations of yourself, and you're catching yourself, the cause of yourself of locking horns with another person or a relationship, then you might get yourself into maybe some like miscommunications or disagreements that are totally unnecessary. So what I'm saying is, you start getting irritated with another person. Saturn is not retrograde in Gemini, Dan, it's retrograde in Aquarius. Sorry, the sun is in Gemini. So someone was asking about this. The sun is in Gemini, but Saturn is retrograde in Aquarius. Yeah. Okay. So again, I want to make sure you understand that you don't need to get into disagreements that are unnecessary. The disagreements that are going to come up with all this horn aggression fighting is you. So when someone shows up and they irritate you or trigger you or reflect you, it's you to see you. Okay, I want you to be prepared for that, because someone may jam you with their, like, ram you with their horns, and you're like, whoa, that hurt. Good. Ask them, own it. That's the Saturn ownership. Okay. Okay. So the good news is that Aries is this encouraging, right? It's to become like the maverick. All right. To become the maverick of your own life and start getting some confidence and aggression to move forward assertively to what you want. Aries is the more playful sign, right? Taurus is the responsible, slow, and take time, but it's the building sign and socializing and entertaining. So what do you need to build? What do you need to take responsibility for right now? And how do you do it with a little more fun and pizzazz? That's it. Okay. So that's what's happening in all of our lives, whether Taurus and Aries sit wherever it sits in your chart. Check to see what part of your chart Taurus and Aries sit. And then I'll give you a little more understanding of where you need to start creating some expansion in your life and take your balls back, right? Where you need to start living the life that you came here to live, instead of playing small in that scarcity mindset because someone gave you a rule and said, but that's not how it's done. Who the fuck is they said that's not done? They don't have your rules. You made your own rules, and your own rules are what would make you wealthy, healthy, happy, joyful, and free. And like, well, my husband will get mad. He's going to be upset if I go do this and I'm not with him. I doubt it. My best friends are going to be mad if I don't hang out with them anymore because I'm over here making boatloads of, being a baller, making a ton of money and being successful and filling my soul. Oh my God, my BFF's going to be mad at me if I don't want to go with her because she's whining, complaining, and bitching all the time. Those are your rules. You choose to attend that, or you make new rules saying the rules that will grow my soul. Okay. Okay. All right, guys, here are the quick tips, and then I'm going to put it into Q&A. Number one, wasting opportunities for growth. We've all been doing it. And if you are, this is your time. Anything that is triggering you are opportunities to see your own rules holding you back, period. Done. Number 2, fuck the rules and dig for the roots of your pain. Make your own rules. Number 3, what relationships are causing you to shrink and expand? And then see them as your own reflection. They are you. Even someone you don't like is a TV wizard, okay? Everybody here, tap it. Please do not forget, I am courage. I am love. I am truth. Tap into that nervous system. I am courage. I am truth. I am love. Okay. Your challenge for the week. Relationships reveal your reality. Self-check who is triggering you. And then don't even tell them. Just look inside and go, holy crap. Is that me? Okay, please repeat number 3 again. What relationships are causing you to shrink and expand? Then see them as your own reflection because they're you, which is what the challenge is tonight. Okay. Number 1 is wasting opportunities for growth. Okay. Your rules are holding you back. So are you wasting opportunities for growth? I'm talking about detox, wasting detox opportunities. Number 2 is make your own rules, dig for roots where your pain is. Number 3 is see relationships that are causing you to shrink and expand. See them as your own reflection. Okay. All right. So your challenge for the week. Relationships reveal your realities. The reality you're looking at, I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that about myself. Oh my God. Okay. Then look at who's triggering it in you. And then go, oh, that's that problem I'm mad at them for. I got to go heal that reality. Okay. Okay. All right. Q&A. What reality are your relationships revealing that you don't like? So is there topics that are coming up that you've gotten into arguments? I'm going to give you guys a quick Q&A. We have all listened and we know you share is spot on. Why do we forget needing this regular? Why do we have regular reminding? Okay. Because you have rules. That was well said. Very well said. Okay. So why do we keep needing reminding? Because you have rules holding you back. And you have a rule that you don't want to tell anybody about. But the rule is if I'm not this perfect person to get on stage and everybody can look at me and I'm a supermodel. Okay, you know, I'm like, y'all know I'm like 5'2", like tiny, like I'm so short compared to models, right? So in my mind, my rule is if I don't look like that, I can't get on stage. I'm on stage all the time, but it's still a stupid rule, right? Stupid freaking rule. So I'm not going to do it. I won't do it. I'll stay here with you guys. I'll quit swearing. I'm not going to quit swearing, just so you know. And I'm getting more tattoos and I'm going to live my life free. Y'all can come with me or you can sit back here and piss and moan and whine. So why are we having to be repeated in some of this stuff? Because you won't look at the rules holding you back. My rules are if I actually go do my best career, I start a business and I start doing it at my highest level, I might have to give up something over here and let part of me die. Ooh, is that true? No, you're just growing and expanding, but part of your old small self does have to die. It doesn't mean you're making yourself less. It just means you don't want to live in a small world anymore that is coming to self-sacrifice to everybody else's needs and none for you. When people understand you're doing it for you, they want you to be happy. They want you to do more of that. Your rules hold you back. Okay. So that was number 1. I think this is kind of the same question that just came in. Let me see. Oops, hold on a second. Okay, so this kind of sounds like the same. Rules you accept are your reality. Oh, I see. They're saying the rules you accept are your reality, so you're accepting them. But what if you don't know what to do in replacement? Oh, that's good. Okay. So do you really believe that's true, you guys? Do you really believe you don't know what to replace? Do you really believe your soul, as brilliant and powerful as you are, to manifest that deep liver flush that I did with love water, charged with love, right? That I'm not blaming the water. I'm just saying me doing that kept me energetically putting out my feelers into the universe until it showed back. I attracted it. So do you believe, as powerful as you are, that it is so simple and easy and organic out of the blue, that's not knowing what to do, not having faith in my higher self? It's what you don't want. That's what's coming up. It's like, I don't want to tell them if I go do this, I don't want to be with them anymore. Hey, hubby, I'm going to go over here and start this new career. So I'm going to have less time with you. And you're probably going to get mad at me. And then you're not going to like it. And then you're going to judge me. And all that shit's going to come up instead of you just go being your badass and letting them share in your badassness. So when we say we don't know what to do to replace it, it's total bullshit. You do know what you want. Someone told me they really want to travel for work and career. They do know what they want. They know what they want to go apply to every company and job in that department, that all over the world. But we don't, because that would actually require you let go of your rules of playing it safe. Okay, next. Why are relationships triggering us more lately than usual? I don't think they're triggering you more. It's that you are more aware of your need to let go of that playing small, right? And that scarcity, and that they're revealing what you don't want anymore. Okay, so some people haven't done the inner work to check these just 3 simple questions that I brought you earlier. Okay, some people haven't done the work. Your moon sign, you guys, honestly, if you don't know your moon sign, like I said, go onto my website. If you don't know your chart, just click on the link, go to tools. I deserve it now. Click on tools, scroll down to free, chart. You can't read much of it, but it'll show you my moon is in this sign in this house. Okay. Google it. Click on it. It shouldn't even give you the info. Okay. But here's my point. Your moon sign is an easiest, simplest, fast, quickest way to spot your weaknesses being revealed right now. Okay. So for me, it's always in my kids and romance. And right now my kids are super good. So it's like, oh, and my husband's being romantic. It was me not romancing myself, me not fulfilling this fun and love and romantic aspect of where my moon sits. So I was like, oh, there it is. Right. And so I know. And then a tattoo came out of it. I was like, oh, that would be fun. Right. Like, if you don't have tattoos, you don't get it, but I do. And so, all right. So the weaknesses being revealed for the moon in Pisces in the 5th house. Children triggering her instead of just going, I'm going to go do what I want. This person's an amazing mother. Okay. She's a wonderful mother. And the moon sitting in the 5th house sits in your children, offspring, romance, and fun house. Okay. So the moon in the 5th house would be your insecurities regarding, am I a good mom, when they come at you and yell at you, you're not a good mom. You didn't do a good job. You're terrible. And then we go, I have to explain myself. This person needs to get rid of her rules of explaining herself to her children. They need to explain themselves why they're being assholes. How about that? Okay. Number 2, is she having fun? Well, maybe her career and being creative in her career or whatever it is, like just bringing out some fun creativity is actually what is really needing to fill in that moon in the rules where she's holding back. And maybe romantically, she needs to start writing a book and, like, I don't know, spoiling her husband with some romantic things. Sex, she says. Look at that too. That works. But maybe it's intimacy. She switches from sex to intimacy, because one of the big relationship issues with most people is sex isn't intimacy. Sex is just sex. Intimacy is revealing your deepest core truths and your soul and your desires and your wanting to be free. I want to go do this. And if I tell you, you may not love me, you may abandon me, you may leave me, you may cheat on me, you may criticize me and critique me and tell me I'm not worthy. It's so basic, you guys. Rules. Okay, please write that down. Where do I have a lot of fucking rules? And where you have them, someone told me, I'm this. The labels and rules just really rub me hard, because when you label yourself of anything, you're already in a rule that says I have to follow the rules regarding that label. It's bullshit. The whole external world right now is talking about rules and labels. You're a this if you don't do that. You're a this if you don't do that. And you know what my answer is? Right there. I shouldn't have done that, because then YouTube says then the kids can see it. Sorry. We mean something else by that. Okay. I'm not sorry, but my point is that, see where I had to dance around just being myself to be able to get this information out? It's a bullshit rule for someone else. I dance around it, But I want you guys to understand this. These are things you're going to have to find ways to weave around and get what your needs are. Get them met. Okay. Any other questions, you guys? I'm going to close out a couple minutes early tonight if you're not pulling me in. I'm happy to answer them, but if you guys can understand. So I just went to your site. Is it at the bottom where it says sun, moon? It's the first degree, 2, and then 10. Okay. So you just went to my site. Is it at the bottom? Okay, Dan, you're going to have to explain to me. All you got to do is open your own chart, Dan, that I've sent you. And you can see where the moon sits. It's a blue moon. But if you went to my website, okay, so all of you want to know where your moon is. If you want to go to do another chart, go to my website, ideserveitnow.com, and you see tools. Tap on tools, and it goes to scroll down a little bit, and you'll see a free zodiac natal chart reading. Okay. When you put it in there, I want you to tell me, Dan, where does it say your little blue moon is sitting on the right-hand side in what sign? Now, I can tell you, Dan, your moon is sitting in Scorpio, and your moon is in Scorpio in your 10th house. Now, I know him, so this is where it is. So that means his career will trigger him when he's not doing what he wants to do. So his career will make him emotional and then start judging people. He's in Scorpio, so he wants to hide his big, beautiful, badass self and do things in the dark and secretly instead of going out and finding the biggest deals he can find. That's his moon. His career and his emotions and his hiding in the darkness to be the biggest self he can is where he's got to fill it in, because he's got rules. What if people don't like me? What if they judge me? What if they don't think I'm good enough, smart enough? What if I'm not able to hang with that crew, that group, the big ballers of his industry? That's his rules. Next person says Virgo moon, Virgo sun. What Virgo moon, Jamie, is what house is your Virgo moon sitting in? Okay. That's where you're going to have a lot of rules, because we do rules. Why do we make rules in that area? To keep ourselves safe. Okay. Why do we have rules? Now, Virgo moon in general is someone who's going to be very critical, not just of others, but of themselves. So they have to go, you know what? I have to stop criticizing others. I don't have to worry about if they're doing it perfect. I have to look within myself and say, am I nurturing the things that I don't feel perfect about? That, yeah. Okay. So Dan just shared with us. Yeah, that's what I wrote down as my rule: freak out and not being successful and then comparing myself to others. So you see where I'm trying to, thank you for sharing that, because he perfectly laid this out for us. Where that moon sits, you're going to have rules, and the rules are not, if they were protecting you in a good way, I would understand, right? But they're protecting you from getting high and expanded. They're protecting you to keep you playing safe. I don't want to play safe anymore. I'm going to go on stage, get my tattoos, share my, my bloody sage sassiness, and that's it. I don't care. And same with him. He is going to go quit comparing himself and just find these amazing deals. She's going to quit comparing her Virgo perfection and saying, am I good enough for you to hear my feelings? No, she's not. She's just going to say them and go, oh, well, that's how I feel. And it is okay for her to feel how she feels. And it doesn't matter if it's perfect or not for someone else. And that's not easy at all. So I want you guys to understand that I'm just giving the moon because it's a very fast way to look at it, right? This is very, very quick way to see where your weak spots are, or at least to see where you're going to have rules. Okay. And when you don't, it's okay if you don't have that chart, because it's as simple as I shared with you guys earlier, right? As simply as just looking at the area where you get, do you lose power? Like, oh my God, I'm going to go to a party and they're not going to think my body's shaming and I'm not thin enough, or I'm not pretty enough, or I'm not tall enough, or I'm not successful enough, or I'm not financially like in the same realm as them. What? I'm not successful in a career as them. That makes you lose power. Number one, write it down. Number two, what is the root of it? Not blaming parents. And number three, What is the source you go to? And then start going, you know what? If I didn't go to that source, I'd have to go right back to the wound, to the root, and go, oh, I'm going to fix that wounded root by some Miracle-Gro, right? Okay. All right, guys. Does that help you guys see a little bit what's going on? By the way, anybody, people are asking questions about the amazing gallbladder and liver flush that I did. It's also on my website. If you go onto tools and scroll down to books, it's right there. If you just click on it, it'll take you right to Amazon. I'm going to tell you, it is one of the most amazing things I've ever found, and it's super old. But I'm finding that all of the old healing modalities, all of the old healing naturopathic remedies, they are working way beyond anything in the world right now. So it's really kind of cool. But anyway, if you want it, get the book. It'll talk you right through it. It's amazing. But all the other books that I always recommend to everybody are right there. So it's just easy for you to get them there. I love you all. I want you guys to understand your only homework for this week is to see where you can start breaking your own doggone rules and stop holding back. Life will not stop you if you just make your own rules, I promise. I love you. Thank you for joining me tonight. Brightest blessings, and I will see you guys in a week, okay? Take care.